need one kettlebell for all the kettlebell stuff that we'll be doing today. But we're going to start with a general warm-up. We're going to start with some glute activation, some hip activation, and some shoulder mobilization as well. For the shoulder mobilization, if you have a couple of light weights available, which really you only need one because we're going to do one side at a time. But if you have something 5 pounds or less, 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, that'll be useful. Otherwise, you don't really need a weight. You can just do it without weight. That'll be fine. Okay, so you'll see I have a bench. You don't need a bench, but if you have a bench, grab one. You can do these on the floor. We're going to start with some hip thrusts. So I start by taking a seat. I'm going to slide down and position such that the edge of the bench is positioned just below my shoulder blades. Essentially, you just want to make sure that you're finding a good position of balance where you're not going to fall off. So I'm going to unlock my hips and drop them down. And then I'm going to push through my feet and squeeze my glutes to come up. Unlock and drop, push and squeeze. Unlock and drop, push and squeeze. Slight pause at the top, really own that top position. We're going to rep that out for 1 minute. And then we'll go into some arm circles and we'll do a few different patterns. But we'll do 30 seconds an arm. So we'll follow the clock to make sure that we're doing 30 seconds an arm. And we'll do that sequence 3 times. Okay, starting in 10 seconds. Set up for your hip thrusts or just glute bridges from the floor. Either is fine. Here we go. Unlock and drop. Push and squeeze. Unlock and drop. Push and squeeze. When you unlock and drop, I want the whole body tilting forward. Don't keep your head back here and try to reach with your bum. You need to allow everything to tip forward because I want you to maintain spine neutrality. Push and squeeze. Slight pause at the top. Okay, we're going to dismount, grab one weight, we're starting about 3 seconds here. So we're going to come out to the side, thumb up, big circle, and across, thumb up as well. So I want you to maintain a thumb up position as you do these arm circles. Out to the side, and then across. When you come across, don't turn your body and reach, keep your shoulder back. Okay, we're going to switch arms. Again, out to the side and across. Keep your shoulder back. Nice and controlled, nice and smooth. Think about keeping your abs and glutes engaged here to maintain good posture. That's good. Put that back. We're going to come back to our hip thrusts. Set up. Again, edge of the bench just below the shoulder blades. Unlock and drop. Push and squeeze. Again, remember to allow the whole body to tip forward. Keep spine neutral. Okay, that's good. Dismount. We'll grab that weight again. This time we're going to come up the middle and then really pulling back as you come around the backside there. So up the middle and then really squeezing that shoulder blade towards midline. Keep shoulder down and back. Smooth and slow. Keeping thumb up, so I'm thumb up in front, thumb up in the back. Okay, switch. Really resist the urge to really turn the body. Keep yourself real square here. Square as you can. Okay, that's good. We have one more round. So we're returning to our hip thrusts or glute bridges, depending. Set up, unlock and drop, push and squeeze. If you want to knock this up a notch, you can alternate legs, so down, up, switch, down, up, switch. Slight pause and squeeze at the top. Okay. Let's take both our weights. And we're just going to tuck our arms in like this, and we're going to go across, 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 across. Keep shoulders down and back. Going off in a bit of a diagonal, about 45 degrees or so. Make sure you're tucking those elbows back in as you come back down. So we're moving out and away as well as across. So again, make sure that you're not reaching shoulders down and back. Okay, that's good. All right, we're gonna start with our swings for hip activation. We're gonna do 1 minute per side or per arm. We'll go 30 seconds rest, and then we'll do that again. And then we'll move into our swing and turn. So that's that turn at the top. We'll do that 1 minute per arm, twice through. And then we'll finish with a swing, swing, snatch. So one swing for hips, one swing with the turn, and then we're going all the way for the snatch. And that'll be 1 minute per side, and we'll do that twice through. So starting with our swings for hips, we're focusing on good connection to the hips, maintaining that connection all the way through your swing phase, and then really good launch. So really good hip snap. And to do that, you have to push through the floor and think about standing tall. Do not think about pushing your hips forward per se. Think about pushing your feet to the floor because that's your contact point. That's your point of leverage. All you need to think about is your feet. That's where the power comes from. Okay, 10 seconds. Here we go. Make sure you're staying tall and letting the bell get to your hips, or even actively pulling the bell to your hips. We don't want to break the hips early, because that's going to leave space between the arm and the body. What are we trying to achieve? Connection, right? Switch sides. Stay tall, let it fall. And set it down. Take a breather. We're going to do that same thing. You have the option to increase weight. Okay, same thing. Let's get back to those swings. Switch. Good. All right. If you did go up in weight, I want you to come back down. So swing and turn. We're keeping what we just did, so we're getting that good hip connection. We're keeping that good send off. We're gonna let that bell get to a point of float or hang time. That's where you're gonna turn your shoulders and then reciprocate, come back down. Turn, turn, turn. For that turn, you're reaching past the bell with your free hand. You gotta get those shoulders turning. That's gonna pull that bell in and straighten out its bell path. And switch. Reach past that bell. But we gotta let the bell get some height first, right? We send off. And then turn. Do not try to turn out of the swing. A little less coordinated on that left side. You're always gonna have one side that's a little wonky. Okay, so if you're going up in weight, increase your weight. Same thing, back to that first arm. Here we go. Keep those shoulders turning. Reach past the bell. Switch. Get good send off first. You gotta feel those hips come all the way through. Don't turn until you feel that bell come weightless. Gotta be very patient. Sometimes on the left side, when I'm doing just a constant string of swing and turn, it just feels increasingly difficult to get that coordination down. So sometimes it helps when you start doing the swing snatch or swing snatch, when you actually throw the snatch in there, helps to break it up, clear your mind in between reps. Okay, we're coming back down to our first weight. 2 swings, 1 snatch. We're gonna swing for hips. We're going to swing with the turn, and then we're going all the way for that snatch. And then recycle that. Swing for hips, swing and turn, snatch. Trying to maintain all of those elements as you go for the snatch. Switch. Swing and turn. And snatch. Swing for hips. Swing and turn. And snatch. Whoops. Little stumble there. Just try to make it feel smooth. Okay, that's good. We're gonna switch sides. Sorry, we're gonna switch bells. We're starting 30 seconds here. You guys having fun yet? Swing training is really tough. It's a lot of reps. A lot of constant movement. Way harder than just doing snatches. Okay. One swing for hips. Swing and turn. Snatch. Switch. Remember to bring that free arm forward on the snatch as well. Push through those feet. And that's good. All right. Moving on. Snatch lunge. Yes, you've been waiting for it. All isolation. This whole isolation period, you've been waiting for snatch lunge. So snatch lunge, let me show you. So let's just go ahead and start the overhead. So snatch lunge, I'm going to swing through, snatch, and settle into my lunge. I'm going to come back out, next rep, settle into that lunge, okay? Try not to bottom out completely, okay? So come down, try touching your knee to the floor, but don't necessarily rest on the floor, unless you feel like you're really unstable and you need to sort of settle in and find your bearing. That's okay. But what I don't want you to do is by unloading onto the floor, taking the load and tension out of that front leg. We don't want that. This is the active leg. You got to keep that tension on all the way on the descent and maintaining that in order to get us out. Okay? So we're always stepping back with that same side. we have a reason for that. The reason is, unless you're a very even drive sort of snatcher, so if you tend to snatch very classically, so up the middle, shoulders and hips very square, with a very sort of pronounced forward hip drive, then this might not really apply. But if you tend to have more of that rocking step, sort of transfer of weight from one foot to the other type of snatch technique, when you initiate that leg drive, it initiates with the contralateral leg to the side that the bell is on. So if I'm snatching on the right, I'm driving through the left. So if we do the snatch lunge, and I step back with my driving leg, where's that power coming from? It's not coming from anywhere, right? It's gonna really mess up that sequence. So when we come up for that snatch, we drive through the left, if we're snatching on the right, and we're gonna step back with the right because our weight's not actually in there, so it's free to move. All right, we're gonna do 30 seconds aside, and then we're gonna take 30 seconds rest. And we're gonna do that 3 times through. Bing, bang, boom, easy. So 30 seconds aside, 30 seconds rest, and we'll do that for 3 rounds. Starting in 10 seconds. If you've never done this before, make sure you use a light bell. Make sure you have room too. Back up, swing through, lunge step, back up, swing through. When you come back to standing, it's not a bad idea to adopt a relatively wide stance when you come back, just by default, in order to help keep you balanced throughout the set. Switch arms. And that's good, set her down. Rest for 30 seconds. Remember, first things first, balance, balance, balance. Balance is your main priority. If you're falling around everywhere, you can't realistically do the exercise, right? Think about your balance first. Okay, here we go, next round. Make sure that the foot of the front leg is staying flat. Balance first, right? Also, if that's our driving leg, then we need good surface area contact with the floor. We can't realistically transmit force into the floor if we're on our tippy toes. Nor can we control the weight and inertia of our body as we come down, right? Flat foot. Keep the knee of the lunging leg out a little bit. Remember, the path of least resistance is inside. That's going to be a destabilization tendency. So we want to keep that knee out a little bit. Load the outer edge of the foot. Keep that arch supported. Feel free to bump up on this last one if you feel like you're capable. Here we go. And remember, weight in the front leg, not the back one. The back leg cannot support you in lunge stance. Switch. Trunk tight on the descent. Gotta make sure that trunk is tight. Boom. All right, donezo. Okay, so that concludes the workout. Let's do a little bit of stretching. I'm gonna hop into a lunge stance stretch, working on my hip flexors. I've got a medium light intensity band. I think it's about, oh gosh, I don't know, 1.25 inches wide. It's hooked up to an anchor point. I'm gonna step in. Band goes under the cheek. Banded leg is the kneeling leg. Once I'm in my kneeling stance, I want to think about locking down my pelvis so that I can get that stretch tension on the hip flexor, so I can leverage that stretch tension. So I'm going to squeeze my glutes a little bit, as well as tighten up my pelvic abdominals, and I'm going to pull that tailbone under a little bit, and you should feel that stretch initiate in the front of the down hip. From here, we're just going to camp out. You can maintain that glute contraction. And we can push a little bit deeper into it. I'm also driving out the knee of my forward leg just to really open up through this hip a little bit. Get some rotation. I'm trying to really focus on keeping my spine lengthened. Okay, that's good. I'm going to come out and switch. Band under the cheek, banded leg's the kneeling leg. I'm going to squeeze those glutes and pull that tailbone under. And I should feel that stretch initiate in the front of my down hip. I'm going to keep some mild tension on that glute on that same side, just to help me stay locked in. Okay, I'm going to push a little deeper into this one. Again, I'm applying some outward pressure on that forward leg just to get some rotation through the hip and some abduction. I'm trying to stay long through the spine, so I'm not just curling over, keeping my chest up, spine long. And that's good. Arm across, gripping just above the elbow, pulling in as well as across. Don't be up in the throat. Let's keep that across the chest. Shoulder back a little bit. And switch. And that's good. All right, we're done.